time to take the Ninja for a first ride. Alright guys, today we're doing the first ride. Ooh, nice. Alright, we're going to start this thing in the low power mode. There we go. And we'll put the traction control in 2. You can see the outside temperature today is about 37 degrees. It's a cold one. There's still some snow on the ground. But it's pretty sunny and the weather's getting nicer, so I didn't want to wait any longer to take this thing out for the first time. Alright guys, so this is an exciting day. It's my first time riding the Ninja. As you can see, there's still some snow on the ground. It's about, let's see, the temperature's reading 38 degrees. It's about 4 degrees Celsius. So I'm not going to be riding very far today, but I just wanted to get a sense of what the bike feels like. I had an opportunity to sit on the bike before I bought it and make sure I like the riding position. There were 3 kind of big concerns I had. Well, not big concerns, I shouldn't say, but 3 concerns I had about this bike before I bought it. One of those was the engine buzz. I had read that there's a good amount of vibration. It's inherent with a 4-cylinder. My last bike was an Z1000 with a smooth triple, but it got a little buzzy once you got over 5,000 or 6,000 RPMs. It was never anything that bothered me. Just something, that you could feel if you were in that part of the rev range. Because this bike is brand new, I'm not going to be running it up the rev range too high, so I won't really get a sense of what it's like over probably 5,000. I'm probably going to keep it under 5,000 RPMs. But right now I'm cruising at 3,500 and it feels really good. I don't feel any vibration at all. It feels extremely smooth. The other thing I was concerned about was the riding position. Again, the Z1000 was a really comfortable upright position, and so I had tried this bike at a bike show to make sure that I liked it, and while it does have just a little bit more forward lean than my Z1000, I found that I really liked how it felt. It didn't feel like there was any pressure on my arms or my wrists, and I still feel like that now sitting on it. It's really comfortable. I feel like I could ride like this all day. And then the last concern I had was kind of low in power and torque. The Z1000 again was, had a great engine with a really wide power band, a good amount of torque. So you didn't have to rev it up to get to that power. And I'm not going to be getting on it too hard today. But so far the engine's feeling pretty good. Feels like there's, I'm barely giving it any gas. We're in low power mode and it feels like there's plenty of power there. The exhaust note sounds awesome. It's got a nice, it probably won't come through in this microphone at all, but there's a nice bassiness to it. It kind of surprises me for a stock exhaust. Man, the suspension feels really good so far. I haven't adjusted anything yet. I figured I needed to put some miles on the bike to kind of get the suspension broken in a little bit before I make any adjustments. But it's doing a great job. There's no, it feels very well damped, and I could tell the weight of the bike makes it feel really stable. Clutch feels really nice. It's got that assistant slipper clutch. The clutch lever is extremely light, so it's even, if you had shorter levers or you're just using 2 fingers, it's really easy to pull in. It sucks that I have to go through the engine break-in. I really want to wring this thing out and see what it can do, but I like to follow the break-in procedure, keep the RPMs limited, make sure I vary the RPMs a lot. I think it just helps the engine run well in the long run. But right now I just really want to pin the throttle and see what this thing will do. Right now the windscreen is in the lowest position. Next time I stop, I'm going to put it up in the highest position, see if I can feel a difference. Right now my upper body, I don't feel any wind pressure. We're only doing 45 miles an hour. The place where I feel the most wind is on the insides of my thighs, but I think that's just because that's where the fabric is the tightest with my riding jeans, and that cold air, I can feel it on my skin. I like where the controls are, especially for the left hand. That was one pet peeve of mine with the FZ09, was the turn signal switch and the horn button were in kind of a weird location. But this one feels a lot better. The horn is right where I'd want it to be. Turn signal switch is just easy to find, easy to use. The bike feels, I mean, just going in a straight line, but getting the bike to tip side to side. Hardly takes any bar pressure at all. It feels really good. I'm not going to be laying the bike over too hard. First of all, it's really cold out. These are brand new tires. But what I'm feeling right now feels pretty good to me. So like I mentioned before, one of my big concerns was the engine vibration. Since I like to do long rides, I don't want to have to deal with feeling a bunch of buzz in the handlebars. And unless it really changes as you get up higher in the rev range, you know, I'm at 4,000 RPMs right now and I don't feel anything. I mean, this thing just feels incredibly smooth. So I'm really happy about that. What I'm not happy about is that I forgot to put on my neck gaiter, and so there's a bunch of cold air blowing up into my helmet and my chin, and it's really cold, and I wish I wouldn't have forgotten to put that thing on. Alright, so I'm having a hard time getting neutral sometimes. I'll reserve judgment on that until I have more miles on the bike, because right now this transmission is new. It's not bad, it's just I keep going from 1 to 2. I just put the windscreen up, we'll see if that makes a difference in terms of blocking the wind. Oh, it definitely does. I don't feel that cold air hitting the bottom of my chin anymore. That's awesome. I should probably get gas. I'm having too much fun riding and I'm forgetting to talk about the bike, so I'll try to talk about some stuff here. Also, if you have any questions about the bike, anything that you've been wondering about, feel free to put those in the comments below and I'll try to answer that. So my impressions so far, let's see, I've done about 16 miles. The bike is incredibly smooth. I'm still in low power mode. I'll probably switch that over to full power later, but like I said, I can't really use much of the power today. Seat's really comfortable so far. It's supportive. I don't feel any hard spots or any pressure points. The handling of the bike is really good. The mirrors have really good visibility. That's one thing where a lot of bikes are pretty weak, is that the mirrors either vibrate or your elbows are in the way and you just can't see. So far the mirrors are really good. Temperature is now 33 degrees, so we're getting to right down to freezing. One thing that I was a little worried about too was I've never ridden a bike with an assist and slipper clutch before, and I was hoping that the clutch engagement would still be smooth, but I thought it was possible that with that assist functionality, you know, once you start to ease into the friction zone, then the clutch would tighten up and then, you know, bind up before you're ready to fully let go of the clutch. But so far I don't really feel any difference other than the clutch is extremely easy to pull. The clutch engagement is smooth and well modulated through the whole clutch pull, so that's a really good thing. I just realized one thing I didn't talk about was the throttle. You know, you read a lot of bikes have snatchy throttles. The Z1000 is certainly one of them. It didn't even occur to me because the throttle just feels so smooth. There was no jerkiness at all. It didn't even occur to me to talk about it just because it feels perfect. So there you go. Good throttle. So about the throttle on this bike, it actually has two sets of throttle bodies. The larger main set is controlled by the actual throttle, the grip itself, and then the second smaller set of throttle bodies are controlled by the ECU. So that's kind of the way that Kawasaki achieves good power with large throttle bodies, but also giving really smooth throttle control because it's more finely tuned with the ECU controlled set of throttle bodies. Man, everything about this bike is smooth. The engine is smooth, the power delivery is smooth, the suspension is smooth. Like even on these crappy Michigan roads, the ride just feels really plush, but you know, compared to the Z1000, which would kind of bounce around and it's like the suspension was too soft and too hard at the same time, this just feels a lot more composed. It's really impressive. Alright, while we're stopped, I'm going to put this into high power mode, or full power rather. I don't know if I'll feel a difference because I haven't really given it any gas yet. I've just been giving light throttle this whole time, but we'll see. So even in full power mode, the throttle feels really smooth. Man, this bike feels good. It's a pretty day. You know, it's colder than I'd like, but it's really nice out. So I'm doing about 55 miles an hour right now. It's not a very windy day. I don't feel any buffeting from the windscreen. I'm not sure how much different this one is. I know there's a slight difference between this and the windscreen from the earlier models, like the 2013 through 2016. But so far the wind flow from the windscreen feels good. It's in the highest position right now. Pull over here and take a quick look at the bike. Alright, so there it is. That's the 2018 Kawasaki Ninja 1000. If you followed my build series, I have a playlist for that, and you've seen all the mods that are on here. I took the reflectors off the front fender and the rear fender. I put on the red rim tape. I have the Kawasaki frame sliders here and the engine case sliders. I have the Light-Tech spools for the rear swing arm, and I don't think those are interfering at all with the stock exhaust. I have some mods coming for the rear tail light and these rear turn signals. Up here I have the RAM mount and the USB charger install up here with the voltmeter. There's the LED turn signals. There's a cute dog. I can't get over how good the stock exhaust sounds. Alright, so I've been finding neutral a lot easier. These last few stops, it goes right into neutral from second, so I'm not sure if I'm getting better at it or just kind of things working in, breaking in a little bit. Alright, well I think that just about wraps it up for this first ride review. My initial impressions of this bike are all very positive. The bike feels incredible. It's very smooth. The controls all feel great. Riding position's very comfortable. Everything that I was hoping for, it's all there. I'll have a longer, more comprehensive review after I've had some time with the bike, put on some more mileage, and go through the engine braking process so I can really see what this engine can do. So keep an eye out for that. And if you haven't already, check out my build series. I show the mods that I've done to this bike, as well as some how-tos and other information about how to service the bike. And I'll have a lot more videos coming down the road. And I also want to thank you guys. You have shown a lot of support and feedback for the videos that I put up so far, and I really appreciate it. It makes it all worthwhile seeing the comments and the discussion, the likes, and the subscribers growing. And so it looks like the videos are helpful to you and you guys are enjoying watching them, so that makes it all worthwhile for me, so I really appreciate it. So I want to thank you for that, and thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon. My hands are freezing.